Let's cut through the noise. Everyone wants a better life, more success, more meaning, deeper relationships, financial freedom, emotional peace. And yet, so many people feel stuck. They try harder, but not smarter. They hustle, but without direction. The truth is, you can get anything you want in life if you follow a few simple, powerful steps with absolute commitment. This isn't theory, it's action, it's clarity. It's results. Step 1. Get brutally honest about what you want, not what others expect from you, not what looks good on social media. What do you truly want in your heart, in your soul? Clarity is power. If you don't know what you want, you'll settle for what life throws at you. Don't be vague, be specific, laser, focused. Step 2. Find your why. You don't need more motivation, you need deeper meaning. If the purpose is strong enough, the path will reveal itself. When your desire becomes a must instead of a maybe, you tap into a different level of drive. You don't need to push, the vision pulls you. Step 3. Model someone who's already done it. Success leaves clues. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, just follow the tracks. Find someone who's achieved what you want, study what they did, how they thought, what they avoided, and then adapt it to your life. That shortcut alone can save you years. Step 4. Create a plan. Dreams without strategy are just fantasies. Map it out. Break it down. Turn the vision into steps, and those steps into habits. You don't have to know the whole journey, just the next mile. And when you walk that mile consistently, the next one appears. Step 5. Condition your mind daily. Your outer world will never rise above your inner world. Feed your mind like you feed your body. Cut the junk. Focus on growth, read, visualize, meditate. Guard your mental space like your future depends on it, because it does. Step 6. Take massive, imperfect action. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop needing permission. Start before you're prepared. The winners aren't the ones who wait for perfect. They're the ones who move, learn, and adjust along the way. Action is the cure for fear and the fuel for success. Step 7. Never stop. Ever. Persistence is the separator. The people who achieve the impossible are the ones who simply refuse to quit. They fell, failed, got criticized, doubted, and kept going. Momentum is built in the moments you could have given up, but didn't. That's where champions are made. So here it is. Clarity, purpose, modeling, strategy, mindset, action, and persistence. 7 steps. Simple, not easy. But if you commit, truly commit, you'll look back one day and say, that was the moment everything changed. Your life doesn't shift in years. It shifts in decisions, and you just made one. Let's go. If you want to get anything meaningful in life, you have to start by getting crystal clear about what that anything actually is. Most people struggle not because they lack potential, but because they lack clarity. They're busy, they're active, they're constantly moving, but without direction, all that motion is just noise. They say they want more success, more money, more freedom, more happiness, but more is not a strategy. Vague goals produce vague results. If you don't define the target, you'll never hit it. So the first step toward creating the life you truly want is to stop, pause, and ask yourself, what do I actually want? Not what society tells you, not what your parents want, not what your friends are chasing. What sets your soul on fire? What excites you when you think about living it every single day? Once you have that level of clarity, you need to anchor it with a powerful reason, your why. Because desire without drive won't carry you through adversity, and make no mistake, adversity will come. You're going to face resistance. Life is going to test how bad you want it. That's why your purpose has to be bigger than your pain. It has to be something that fuels you on the days when the motivation fades, when you're tired, when nothing seems to be working. If your why is strong enough, you'll keep going even when the world tells you to quit. That why might be your family, it might be your vision of contribution, it might be the promise you made to yourself when you were broke, broken, or overlooked. Whatever it is, it has to be personal. It has to be emotional. It has to touch something deep inside you that refuses to settle, and the beautiful part, once you gain clarity and connect to that purpose, a new kind of power shows up. You walk differently. You speak differently. You make decisions faster. You stop tolerating what doesn't serve your mission. You stop living in reaction and start leading with intention. That's when people around you start noticing something different. That's when momentum builds, because now you're not just wishing, you're working, you're not drifting, you're driving, you're no longer hoping something will change. You know that you're the one who's going to change it. That shift alone is the foundation of every breakthrough. When you're clear on what you want and deeply connected to why it matters, you become unstoppable. That's where the journey begins. And from that point forward, the world starts responding differently, because you've decided to show up differently. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to create an extraordinary life. One of the most powerful principles in achieving anything you want is this: success leaves clues. If someone else has already accomplished what you desire, whether it's building a thriving business, mastering a skill, or creating a life filled with passion and purpose, they've already carved a path. Your job isn't to guess or hope your way forward. Your job is to model that path, adapt it to your life, and walk it with commitment. Too many people waste years trying to figure everything out on their own. They believe they need to be original to struggle to prove something, but wisdom says otherwise. If someone's already done what you want to do, that's not a limitation, it's an opportunity. Their journey holds lessons, patterns, mindsets, and strategies that can shorten your learning curve and collapse time. Start by identifying someone who's where you want to be. Study them, not just their success, but their process. How did they think before they had results? What were their daily habits? What did they eliminate from their lives? Who did they surround themselves with? What did they do when things got hard? This isn't about copying blindly. It's about intelligently modeling excellence. You take what works and personalize it. You adjust the strategy to fit your goals, your values, your rhythm. But you don't start from zero. You build on wisdom that's already proven. Once you've identified what works, you must turn that insight into a plan. Not a vague wish list, a real, concrete, actionable plan. Break your vision into goals, your goals into milestones, your milestones into daily steps. The human brain loves structure. Clarity calms anxiety and fuels momentum. When you wake up knowing exactly what needs to be done today, your energy gets channeled toward progress instead of confusion. A good plan doesn't mean you won't face obstacles. It means you're prepared for them. It gives you a roadmap, a way forward, even when life gets messy. And remember, the plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get you moving. As you act, you'll learn, you'll adapt, you'll refine. But if you skip the planning phase, you fall into reaction, chaos, and overwhelm. Planning gives you power, modeling gives you direction. Together, they give you control over your path, so don't wing it. Don't guess. Learn from those who have walked the road before you and build a roadmap that moves you forward with clarity, purpose, and certainty. That's how you start turning vision into reality. That's how you move from someday to now. The difference between people who achieve massive success and those who stay stuck isn't talent, intelligence, or luck, it's action. Relentless, consistent, sometimes messy, imperfect action. You can have all the clarity, all the motivation, all the right strategies, but if you don't move, if you don't execute, nothing changes. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And yet, it's the very thing most people delay. They wait for the right time, for more knowledge, more confidence, more guarantees. But that moment never comes. The truth is, you don't need to be ready. You need to be in motion. Success rewards momentum, not perfection. When you take massive action, you send a signal to yourself and to the world that you're serious. You disrupt old patterns. You silence the inner critic. You create a feedback loop where you're constantly learning and adjusting, not sitting on the sidelines wondering what if. The most successful people in the world aren't always the smartest. They are the most courageous. They act before they're comfortable. They launch before everything's polished. They know that clarity often comes after you start, not before. The path doesn't light up until your feet are on it. But action without persistence is just a burst of energy. What truly creates transformation is your ability to keep going, especially when things get hard, and they will get hard. You'll face failure, you'll be criticized, you'll question yourself. That's when most people give up, not because they're not capable, but because they thought it would be easier. You've got to understand the journey to anything worthwhile is never smooth, but the discomfort is not a sign to quit. It's a sign that you're growing, that you're leaving behind your old limitations, that you're stepping into a new identity. Persistence is a decision. It's a mindset that says, I will not stop until I get what I came for. It's not about never falling, it's about always getting back up. It's refusing to negotiate with your goals just because progress is slow. It's choosing resilience over excuses. And the beautiful part is, every time you push through resistance, you become stronger. Every time you show up when it's easier not to, you reinforce a new standard for yourself. You build confidence, you build momentum, and eventually the world starts to respond. Massive action gets you in the game. Persistence keeps you in long enough to win. Together, they create a force that few things can stand against. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to decide, I'm all in and I'm not backing down. When you live with that level of commitment, anything you want in life becomes possible. Not overnight, but absolutely without question. Inevitable